Hey, Tubies! This is Psychic Bob. Well, it's so good to be with you. Well, you guys have been so amazing. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to my video yesterday, which was on the ultra terrestrials. And if you didn't see that, you got to check it out. It's the video right before this one. Well, I know it's getting kind of late, but Psychic Bob, some days get like that. But I didn't want to let the day slip by, at least not make a short appearance, and say hi and say thank you for watching my video, and thank you to all the new subscribers. We've had a lot of new people. You guys rock. Thank you so very much. Anyways, we're going to continue today talking a little bit about that UFO phenomena. And I've been reading a wonderful book. It's called Out on a Limb. It's by Shirley MacLaine. Classic book. I read this back in the 80s when it first came out. And, it's literally like 30 years old now, and I'm still reading this book. So, anyways, every time I reread it, I find something new in it. It's one of those type of books, Just for those of you who may not be familiar with it, Shirley MacLaine is a very famous Hollywood actress, and she's very known for seeking ascension spirituality. She was into kind of what we call the New Age movement or the Ascension movement way before it was really mainstream. And when she came out saying she had a spiritual view about things, really kind of shocked a lot of people, but it also helped a lot of people get on their journeys. And this book, Out on a Limb, is one of her journeys. It's kind of her entry into the metaphysical world. In this book, she travels to Machu Picchu and to the the mountains of Peru, not the Himalayas. So that's another book. But she goes to the mountains of Peru where Machu Picchu are. And this is a section where she's getting ready to go hiking for a day, and she ends up having a conversation with one of the locals, the Peruvian women, who work at this inn that she's staying at, and they talk about UFOs. So I wanted to just kind of read this to you. I think it's very fascinating. Anyway, she's here, and she's talking with her friend David, who's her travel companion. And she says, up ahead of us, looming into the white clouds, were high mountains covered with ice and snow. Those are the Huatapalana ice peaks, said David. I looked out at them. They seemed above the road. They seemed to be above the real world, white and graceful and stark. I wonder what the weather was like on those mountains. I wondered if Shangri-La lay beyond. I wonder what it would be like to try to get there on foot. Have you been to the ice peaks? Asked the woman. This woman is, again, a local Peruvian woman. She's helping cook breakfast. No, I answered. Have you? Oh, no, she said. But many people have seen the flying discs that come from behind the ice peaks. Do you have flying discs in your mountains in the United States? I turned around in my seat and looked into her eyes. They were innocent and casual. Yes, I said, I guess so, but I've never seen one. And then the lady responds, she says, they leave marks when they land, she said. And if you come too close, they get frightened and go away. They come out at night when it's too cold for us to watch them. Lots of them go back and forth across the sky. I took a piece of Kleenex out of the box and blew my nose. What are they, do you think? I asked. I have no opinion. I only listen, she said. Well, what are they doing? Scientists come here to look at them, and they say we are nothing compared to those discs. What do you think the discs are doing? They come from Venus. From Venus? Yes, the scientists told us. They said that they were studying our planet. Are you afraid of them? I asked. No. A friend of mine saw one land, and he walked over to it, But just when he got up to it, it flew away. He thought the people were afraid of him. Why? Because he is bigger than they are. Isn't that wonderful? What a great conversation. You know what I love about it, and I think she really captures it. She said the woman's just so innocent and casual about it. And when I listen to that conversation, I say, there really is truth in that discussion. There really is. So, anyways, it got me thinking, more about aliens. And what's interesting is throughout this book, they have different references to people seeing them. And all of the locals act as if, oh, well, that's, it's kind of like that's our neighbors on the mountains, And there doesn't seem to be a sense of fear and conflict. I think in the Western world, the military-industrial complex has made us all so hyper-vigilant that we view everything as a threat, And I like the views of the people of Peru. It's kind of like, oh yeah, those people, they come out of the mountain in their flying machines, And I love her view. She says, well, they're afraid of us because we're bigger than them. I love it. I think it's really fascinating. And I think if more of us could just kind of step back, let go of the fear, and just say, oh, are those our neighbors from Venus? It would shift all of our consciousnesses and would allow us to enter into dialogue. We always are afraid of the aliens, but the point in this book is maybe they're afraid of us, Even if they are technologically advanced, maybe they're afraid of us. So I think it's very fascinating. And, I just want to kind of share the thought with you today. It's been on my mind. And, I want to ask you guys, what do you think about, the mentality about dealing with the aliens? Are you afraid of the aliens, or are you excited about it? If you're afraid, do you think you could maybe let go of some of that fear and maybe consider they might actually be our friends? I'm not naive. I don't think every single alien is our friend, okay? But I'll tell you, from all the encounters I have been seeing, at least, throughout this book, I can say, they don't seem hostile. And the people who encounter them don't seem so afraid of them. So maybe we in the Western, modern, first world need to stop and kind of look at life and interaction with life from a place of curiosity, a place of openness, a place of give and take, live and let live. Because I'll tell you one thing, as many of you know, I have predicted that in the next 2 years, we're going to have major revelation. And major revelation of the UFO phenomena, that is. And I think that many of us now are here to bring balance and to be the voice of reason. For many people, at least you here at Spirit Channel, I think most of you are pretty enlightened people. And when you see the UFOs, you're going to say, yeah, just like Psychic Bob said, no big deal. But a lot of people are going to be panicking and running through the streets and acting like crazy people. And it's at that time when many of us will find our work. We're going to be called to be community leaders. We're going to be called to step out and say, everybody settle down. Let me explain what's going on. So those of you here at Spirit Channel, if you feel like you have a leaning in that direction, study the phenomena. Get familiar with the aliens. Let go of your fear. And let's be ready to be that voice of reason. Because I tell you, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Anyways, listen, I can't stay late tonight, but I did want to at least get a little video out to you here and share with you my thoughts I've been reading today. So, anyways, tell me in the box below, what are your thoughts about the aliens? Are you afraid of them? Are you excited about them? Maybe you've seen an alien. Maybe you've had an actual face-to-face encounter. I'd love to hear about it. Maybe you've had a UFO land on your property, huh? A lot of people have. Maybe you're one of those. Tell me about that if you'd like to. Anyways, guys, I'm so glad you're here. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming tomorrow. We're going to talk more about the ascension, and I want you to be back here. Thank you for being here. I send you my blessings, my greetings. Keep it here. Oh, like this, favorite, and hit subscribe. We'd love you to be part of our channel. Blessings to all of you. Good night.